Hello everyone, my name is CM Freeze, and I'm making this video today to talk about the recent news about Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now, I'm sorry that I have not uploaded many videos in the last couple of months. I've just been really busy, and frankly, I haven't really had any motivation to edit. I don't have an issue with making videos, like recording. It's just editing. I just really don't like editing. And because of that, I am sorry that more videos have not come. I'm going to try to be better. We'll see how this video does, right? If people want CM Freeze content, I'll have to give the people CM Freeze content. Now, for those of you who do not know, Call of Duty themselves came out and said that the next map that we're getting, Janus Towers, which is DLC 4, will be releasing on August 7th at the start of Season 5. Now, there are two main issues I have with this. Issue number one is there were a lot of rumors and reports that we were supposed to get 5 DLC maps, and there were going to be 7 total maps in this game's launch. And instead, we're only getting 6. Now, I have a theory that there were supposed to be 7 maps, and Treyarch or Activision just had to cut one of them because, for whatever reasons, right? I'm sure there's plenty of reasons, but I think we were supposed to get those 7 maps, and one of them were supposed to be cut. That then leads me to issue number 2, is how far apart we are getting these maps. As you can see here, I actually made some effort to make a little timeline of each map of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So as you can see here, on launch, October 25th, we got Liberty Falls and Terminus Island, 2 absolute banger maps. And then 7 weeks later, we got DLC 1 and Citadel des Morts. So we were eating good. In a 2-month time period, we got 3 really good maps. And then not even 8 weeks later, we got another map. Yes, it was the Tomb. Yes, it sucked. But we still got a map 2 weeks later. And then 9 weeks after the Tomb is when we got Shattered Veil. So as you can see here, we got DLC 1, DLC 2, and DLC 3 all within 2 months of one another, right? I mean, 7, 8, and 9 weeks are not that far off. The time from October 25th to April 2nd is about 5 months, a little over 5 months. And as you know, a COD cycle is a year. So Treyarch coming out and saying that Janus Towers, the 4th and final DLC and final map for Black Ops 6, is coming out on August 7th, means that Treyarch released 5 out of their 6 maps in 5.5 months of this game's life cycle, and decided to give us only 1 map in a 7-month time cycle. Or let's even be generous for Treyarch here and say 6 months and 6 months. So in the first 6 months of the game, Treyarch decided to give us 5 maps. The 2 launch maps and DLCs 1, 2, and 3. And then in the last 6 months, only gave us 1 map. That is why I seriously think that there was another map. If you look at this time cycle here of 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and then 18-week time gap from Shattered Veil and Janus Towers, 18 weeks, 4 months, I seriously think that there was supposed to be another map. Either Shattered Veil was supposed to come out basically now, and then we got a final map, or there was supposed to be another filler map like the Tomb somewhere in there. I really think we were supposed to get another map, because either one of 2 things have happened here. Either Treyarch had to cut one of their maps, which that is absolutely insane to me if that is what happened. So either Treyarch, who had 4 years to develop Black Ops 6, by the way, 4 years, that's something that everyone was hyping up. Treyarch has 4 years. They have so much time. This is going to be such a good game. So either in 4 years, they did not have enough time to make 7 maps, and who knows what they were doing, and they had to cut a map to make sure that Janus Towers gets out successfully, or some moron at Treyarch and Activision decided that this was the timeline that they wanted. They're like, yeah, let's pump out all this content to begin with, and then completely die up all the hype for DLC 4. Are you kidding me? The final map in the series, and you just are going to kill all of the hype and all of the momentum? Shattered Veil was literally over 2 months ago, and I'm not even going to get Janus Towers until another 2 months in August. Minimum. Who knows if they push it back? They had to push back Shattered Veil by a week. They could push back Janus Towers by a week, too. So who even knows what happens? Regardless, there's either one of those two things happened, and both of them are big concerns for Treyarch. Either they had to cut a map because 4 years apparently wasn't enough to make 7 maps, or there's some real idiots over there in Treyarch's marketing team. But then I had a thought, right? Because this has happened for the last couple of Call of Duties now. Once Treyarch gets your money, why do they care anymore? What if this actually was planned on purpose, where Treyarch front-loaded all of their maps to hype up Black Ops 6, make everyone say Black Ops 6 is a really good game and you're going to get a lot of maps, and now once they've had everyone's money, why do they need to make maps anymore? Seriously. They've already made money on Black Ops 6. They now need to milk your money on Black Ops 7. And this has happened for the last couple of games that Treyarch has done this, or Activision, mainly Activision, alright? Activision's the main people at the top. But you look at Call of Duty Cold War, and when Cold War came out, it was banging. We had B-Machine, and we got Firebase C basically off rip, and it was really, really good. And then we had a 6-month time jump till Mauerder Toten, which was a good map, and then we got the Forsaken, which from a map standpoint sucked, and was just a bunch of used assets in a straight line. The Forsaken was not a good map, in my professional opinion. And then we got Vanguard Zombies, which I don't even want to talk about that mess. Vanguard Zombies, I can make a whole hour-long video on why that map was trash. But on launch, Vanguard Zombies didn't even have Pack-a-Punch camos, didn't have a pause timer, didn't even have an Easter egg. We don't even need to talk about Vanguard Zombies. That was trash. And then Modern Warfare came out, right? Modern Warfare 2, specifically. Do you remember how Modern Warfare 2 was supposed to be a 2-year game life cycle? And how Modern Warfare 2 was supposed to have one big DLC? And then they decided to say, you know what, let's scrap that. Let's just make another $70 game and sell that instead in Modern Warfare 3. And Modern Warfare 3 wasn't even a finished product because it was supposed to be a damn DLC. And now we're getting Black Ops 6. We're off rip. Black Ops 6 was really, really good. And then 5 months into the game, they've just stopped giving a rip because now they're focusing on selling you Black Ops 7. And that's the realization that I've come to, is at launch, Call of Duty is going to be phenomenal because they need you to buy the game. But then as soon as you've bought the game, as soon as Christmas comes along, as soon as those first couple of months come along and everyone's bought the game, they don't give a fuck about it anymore. And they go on to the next game. So nowadays when people say, oh yeah, Call of Duty has a 1-year life cycle, that's not true. Call of Duty has about a 5 to 6 month life cycle, and then they stop giving a fuck about the game, and then they move on to the next game. And that's exactly what's been happening since Cold War. It could even have started happening sooner, but Cold War is when I really, really started to notice this cycle of we aren't getting Call of Duties in 1 year anymore. We're getting Call of Duties in 6 months. In the next 6 months, Modern Warfare 3 is a massive example of this. Look at Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, where they had the big Modern Warfare 3 Zombies on launch, and then they did a couple of updates for it, and then a couple of months into the game's life cycle, Treyarch literally got off of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and they just stopped doing updates for the game completely. They pushed a product, once they got your money, and once you bought the game, boom, Treyarch left, and they started working on Black Ops 6. And I'm sick and tired of people making excuses for Treyarch nowadays. Don't get me wrong, Activision is the main villain in all of this. Activision is the main villain. They are at the top. They are the people that are pushing this. And Activision has just completely ruined what Call of Duty once was for me. But when are we going to start blaming Treyarch for things? Seriously, I know people love to protect Treyarch. They're like, oh, Activision's the one calling the shots. We need to protect Treyarch. When are we going to hold Treyarch to accountability too? When are we going to hold Treyarch to accountability? Because let's be honest here. Like I just said, Cold War, while it might have had good maps, we only had 4 maps from them, and Forsaken sucked. Vanguard Zombies is the worst Zombies installment we have ever gotten. ever. That was Treyarch. Modern Warfare 3 was Treyarch, and now Black Ops 6 is Treyarch. And while Black Ops 6 like I said, had some great maps on launch, they have completely now ruined it. Completely ruined it. Yeah, I could go back and still play those maps, but just like I said, either Treyarch just didn't time properly, or they've done, like I said, 18-month time gap. What the fuck are you thinking over there in Treyarch? I do not give a rip about the story. I think what I'm most pissed off about Treyarch for doing is completely ruining Edward Richtofen for me. Edward Richtofen might arguably be my favorite fictional character in any media ever. I absolutely love Edward Richtofen. Nolan North's performance that he gives as Edward Richtofen and the writing for Edward Richtofen up until Black Ops 6 has been phenomenal. Even in Cold War, I liked Edward Richtofen because he was mysterious and behind the scenes, and at the end of Cold War, they showed that it was actually Richtofen pulling the shots the entire time, which was speculated, but that was actually a really cool reveal, and it got you hyped up for Black Ops 6, right? Cold War came out, and then we got Vanguard Zombies, no Richtofen and ass. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, no Richtofen and ass. So then finally, 4 years later after Cold War, they finally give us the Liberty Falls trailer, which showed Edward Richtofen. And I'm thinking, oh my god, Richtofen's back, this is going to be hype. And then we don't even fucking see him until DLC 3, 5.5 months after the Liberty Falls trailer, is when we finally see Edward Richtofen again for the first time. And now you're going to make me wait another 4 months until I see the finale of this story. It's just, you actually hyped up Edward Richtofen at the end of Cold War, and then, like I said, it took us 4 years to see him in one trailer, and that trailer was actually really hype. The Liberty Falls trailer was phenomenal, but then you kill the hype because I have to wait 5 months to even see Richtofen, and now I have to wait another 4 months to see him again. It's like, I don't care. My favorite character in fiction that I was so hyped for in Cold War and Liberty Falls, I do not give a fuck about anymore. You cannot wait 4 months to drop the season finale for a map. You just can't. At least when Cold War took a break, they took a break in between Firebase C, which was DLC 1, and then I guess there was technically Outbreak in between, but from round-based maps, it was at least from DLC 1 to DLC 3, because DLC 2 was Outbreak. So it wasn't the finale. Treyarch is now doing it with their finale, with their last map. You're going to drop DLC 3, drop Richtofen, and then make us wait 4 months for the fucking finale. You've just lost all hype. All hype is completely out the door. I do not give a rat's ass about Edward Richtofen anymore. I just seriously don't. And I don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe it's because of the voice acting, which, again, is that on Treyarch or is that on Activision? Who knows with the voice acting? But the voice acting's kind of completely ruined it, because now we can't even get proper cutscenes anymore, because we don't want to pay our actors fairly. You know, you make billions of dollars every single year. You hype up how each Call of Duty is the highest grossing, highest selling Call of Duty, but you can't fucking properly pay your voice actors in a Call of Duty game. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Like I said, when are we gonna hold Treyarch accountable? Are we just gonna blame Activision on everything and just let Treyarch slide under the radar? They're still the one that have made some of these terrible, terrible decisions for their games. The whole point of this video is that I wanted to get across the point that, like I said, Call of Duty isn't a 1-year cycle anymore. It's a 6-month cycle, and after 6 months, and after they've bought your money, they don't give a fuck. And honestly, thinking about it, I liked when you had to pay for the DLC packs. I actually really did. I'm being fully honest when I say I prefer paying for the DLC packs. Because if you think about it, Black Ops 3 was the last game to do this, where you had to pay for DLC packs, and the DLCs were phenomenal. Phenomenal DLCs. DE, Zetsubo, Go Rod, Revelations. Still really damn good DLCs. And you also got the new weapons that came with the DLCs. You also got the new multiplayer maps. Yes, you had to pay $15, but it was $15 for good content. Also, look at it from this way, right? Treyarch, when they sold DLC content, that's how they were making their money. They had you buy the game once, and they wanted you to buy the map packs, the DLCs. That's how they made their $15. Now, Treyarch makes their money on microtransactions, selling you a $10 battle pass and selling you $20 weapon skins. So how would you rather have Treyarch make their money? On weapon skins and on operator skins and on things that do not affect the gameplay at all? Or would you rather spend $15 on a good zombies map and good multiplayer maps? I much rather prefer that system. Sure, like I said, I was paying an extra $60. I was paying $120, but I was paying $120 for a good game with good DLC maps where they were actually focused on the content for a full year. Now, I'm paying $70 for 6 months. If you think about it, I'm actually losing money. $120 for a year or $70 for 6 months. Obviously, 70 plus 70 is $140. I'm losing money. Not to mention if I waste my fucking money on the battle pass, if you want to buy gobblegums, shit, if they drop a Richtofen skin, I'm going to fork up $20 for that. If I buy one skin, I'm already at $90. Right? The new microtransaction system that Treyarch has is fucking disgusting because they are now focused on selling you these $20 skins and they are not focused on actually making a cohesive game. And then, like I said, after the 6 months come across, guess what? They're now focused on Black Ops 7 now. All of the developments on Black Ops 7. Maybe they needed to focus on Black Ops 7, so they scrapped another map, right? Who fucking knows what's going on over there? But I'm sick and tired of Activision. I'm sick and tired of Treyarch. Call of Duty, specifically Call of Duty Zombies, one of my favorite games of all time, is crumbling right before my eyes, and I thought that it was back with Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6 came back and released some heat. I thought Zombies was again in a good place, and I'm now just so disappointed because we aren't. I was holding on to hope we were getting 2 more maps. I'm thinking, okay, we're going to get 2 more maps. But no, we got to wait 4 months for 1 map. And the worst part about all of this is I'm still going to get Black Ops 7. As much as I should just not get Black Ops 7, I am. Because I know Richtofen's going to be in it. It's rumored that it's going to be the original 4 crew coming back. It's rumored that it's going to be Transit Remastered. Of course I'm going to fucking play Transit Remastered. Come on, it's Transit Remastered. And co-op campaign is cool with Black Ops 7. I'm going to play it for the co-op campaign. But it's just, I feel like that's what Call of Duty is selling you now, is nostalgia. That's how they're getting their money. All these people that played when Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 1, the original Modern Warfares came out, are still purchasing the game now. Because they're holding on to hope that Call of Duty can become what it once was for us with Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. And it just won't. It just simply won't. But I'm paying $70 on something that I know is not going to happen. And like I said, you know what? The maps could be cool. Transit Remastered could be cool. But I'm sick and tired of paying $70 for a game I'm going to get 6 months out of. Hell, right now with Black Ops 6, I didn't even get 6 months out of it. I played up until Shattered Veil and played Shattered Veil a couple of times, and I haven't touched the game since. So what, I got 5 months out of this game? Like I said, I got a lot of content out of it, but it just sucks knowing how much work Treyarch can put into it, how they still do have the ability to make good maps, and they still got it, but they aren't focused on fun anymore. Treyarch is not focused on fun. Treyarch is not focused on me having fun. They're focused on me spending money. I understand they need to make money, but like I said, back in the day, I was still giving Treyarch $120 because they were making more DLC content for me. There's a way to get more money out of me by making a good product and by making more things that I want. Right? Like I said, I miss the DLC packs. They were still getting under $20 for me. Hell, you could still fucking throw in a battle pass. I'll probably buy it. You can get more money from me, just I wish they were getting more money from me from actually making good content rather than making cheap fucking skins that don't matter and then giving up on the game 6 months into it. I think that's really all I gotta say. I'm just mad. Or disappointed. Both. I honestly don't see myself touching Black Ops 6 until Janice Towers comes out. Like I said, I have not touched it since the first week Shattered Veil came out. I played it 3 times. I played it the first time for fun, then did the Easter egg twice. The first time I did the Easter egg, it actually glitched out, so we had to do it a second time. Thank you, Treyarch. Phenomenal game. Which I'm sure that's Activision's fault, right? That Treyarch can't make a fucking a game that doesn't crash. But I've played it 3 times, and I haven't touched it since, so I haven't played the game in about 2 months, and I don't see myself playing it for another 2 months until Janus Towers comes out. If you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments down below. If you think I'm just complaining and my opinion doesn't care, let me know also in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Who knows, maybe CM Freeze is back. If there's anything you want me to do, just let me know. I was thinking about playing the new FNAF game that came out, but I saw that was 25 hours to complete, and I don't know if I got 25 hours on a Let's Play that's not going to go anywhere. But who knows, maybe you guys want to see me do that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.